on YouTube, what's going on Facebook, Twitter, all those other good joints. It's Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And you know what's not making sense to me is why I guess my notifications have not gone out. I see one person watching the show, and that's me. Yeah. I'm assuming some other people will get a notification at some point. Knowing YouTube, it'll probably be after the show. So right now, I don't have anybody to verify whether you can hear me or not. So I guess I'm going to have to verify it for myself. Kev, can you hear me? Check one, Kev. Is that thing going, Kev? I see some people. Looks like something's happening. So I got 3 people watching now, but I still need somebody to let me know if the microphone is working. So can you hear me? Hello, microphone. Somebody said hi, Kevin. What's up, Sandy? Yeah, can you hear me, Sandy? Thumbs up. Luciano gave me the thumbs up. So I guess that y'all can hear me. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get busy. I gotta get loose because I rocked the planet, beating my chest like a PA. I was up there today. Boy, is it congested in Pennsylvania, driving a truck. It's no joke. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. This one G's in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. That's right, y'all. Now, don't forget, check out Kevin's Corner store, where you can get some merch if you want it. And if you want to support my channel, you can do that. There's a link below the video, CASHAPP, PayPal, all that good stuff. And please do subscribe to my other channels and other social media platforms so you can follow me. Now, this number, 330-974-4607. Text MAGA to that number. This way I can directly stay in contact with you just in case something go wrong. Now, with that being said, we got to get into some things tonight. Of course, give you some updates on what's going on with our creepy president that's being paraded out there that is embarrassing the whole family. But before we do that, before we take a trip around the world to see what's going on, let's go ahead and just take a trip around Liberalville and see what's happening in some of these liberal states and cities. Oh, to Liberalville, around Liberalville in 6 minutes. So let's see how it all began. Let's see where we're going first.
Fast food workers are about to get a pay raise. Next week, the minimum wage goes up from $16 an hour to $20 an hour.
Woo, that's great. Look at that, y'all. Out there in California, they done kicked it up to $20 an hour. Well, so that's kind of like what, $5.50 here in Ohio. It's still like it all balances itself out because the cost of living is ridiculous out there. So $20 an hour there, it's still about $5.50. But let's continue.
But the restaurant operators say a higher wage could mean fewer workers.
Oh, you don't say. Oh, yeah. You see them. They all excited until they find themselves in the unemployment line. They let Gavin, the nuisance, talk them getting cut. That's what they did. See, that's what Democrats do. They like to grandstand and then blame other people. Blame capitalism after they force capitalists to go ahead and pay the people and make it seem like, hey, look, we're fighting for the little man. We're making sure that you guys get what you deserve. And what you end up getting is fired. That's what you end up getting. See, but they get to walk around and say, we did everything we could to help and make sure the little man was able to get a whole bunch of more money, knowing that if they own these restaurants, they would not be paying these folks $20 an hour. How much do you think a hamburger should cost? That's my question. I don't want to go and pay $15 for a taco. So these fools are doing this just so the people can say, well, look, Gavin, the nuisance is fighting for us to get fired. That's what he's doing. So let's continue. Let's see how this all worked out because the people was just celebrating.
Governor Newsom signed AB 1228 into law, giving fast food cooks and cashiers a raise to $20 an hour.
What a gift.
What a gift.
What a gift. I get to pull this out.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Me too.
Tough times for a beloved Southern California company. Rubio's Fish Tacos is closing a third of its restaurants, including dozens right here in SoCal.
But I like Rubio's Tacos, even though I never had none. But let's continue.
The company is blaming the rising cost of doing business in the state.
It's sad to see that it's a quality, good company that can't keep all of their Rubios open.
Customers with a hankering for Rubio's Fish Tacos might have to drive a little farther to get their fix. The restaurant's owners announced Friday they had shuttered more than a third of its locations, including 24 in the LA area.
Bummed that they're closing. I go there at least once a week.
A lot of businesses are going through the same problems. You know, we're overtaxed, we're overburdened, and gasoline's higher here.
In a statement, a spokesperson for Rubio's told CBS 8 the decision to close stores is never...
What, because of white nationalism? Huh? Was the decision to close a store is because of some type of discrimination and you hate black folks and all of that stuff? Yeah, was that the reason why? Let's see.
Never an easy one, and that the closings were brought about by the rising cost of doing business in California.
Oh, so the governor put them out of business, huh? Isn't that funny? So I don't see how in the world anybody still lives in California. I don't understand it. The only people that should be in California are the illegal immigrants at this point. Every single person should be gone from California. Even the liberals probably should be like, yeah, no, this is a little too liberal for me, and I'm a liberal. Yeah, but see, the problem is when they leave California, once their pockets get tapped, they take that mentality, that California liberalism with them. Don't bring that mess in other places. You should learn from your mistakes. If you leave California because you see what they're doing out there, tearing up everything. Yeah, they're allowing the criminals to act a fool, punishing the legal law-abiding citizens, and then putting businesses out of business. And then they're going to raise taxes. Who's going to pay the taxes? Once all the businesses close, once all the businesses leave, who's going to pay the taxes? I guess it's going to be the actors and the actresses and all of those folks in the Hollywood executives and stuff like that. But after a while, they're going to get tired of it too. So, yeah, he done taxed the Rubio's grilled tacos out of business.
I say that's the California way.
Bingo.
So sad. All those jobs lost too. It's sad.
It's sad.
I'm not surprised.
Stephanie Collins says she is concerned about the people affected by this situation, and she is thinking about the rising costs for the customers as well.
I'm just not surprised that a lot of businesses are closing. They can't afford to keep their doors open, and people can't afford to eat at the cost of what it is.
Yeah, I was having on the man truck. You know, the construction truck, and I said, you know what? Let me stop in and get me some McDonald's. Went in, and a fry was $4, and so it was more than the cheeseburgers. Last I checked, potatoes don't cost that much. Dang on it. I looked at I said, hold on, wait. I got 2 double cheeseburgers, and they're less than 1 French fry. 1 large fry, like 4 something. I said, you know what? I'm never eating here again. Just like I stopped eating bacon. Not because of health issues. Nah, forget that. That's nothing. I stopped eating bacon when I went in there and it was like $11 for a whole pack. I was sitting there looking at it like, man, I sure do love some bacon, but I'll see you after Biden is out of office. Unbelievable.
Well, that's Bidenomics in action.
There he is. I think next time I go to McDonald's, I'm going to bring my own potatoes. You know what? I tell you what if I provide the potatoes? Can you just slice them up and throw them in the grease for me? No? Okay, so give me my potatoes back, okay? I'll eat the potato raw before I let them charge me $4 for a large fry. So let's see what Potato Head right here has to say.
Reserve Chair Jerome Powell this week with his take on the economy.
This is a good situation. Let's be honest. This is a good economy.
Bullshit.
Thank you, Trump, for clearing that all up. Thank you for clearing that up. Now, guys, let's take a little trip on over to Chicago, because you know every single thing that the Democrats touch turns to bullshit. Let's see what's going on in Shite Town. Chicago, teen take over flood downtown area. 2 shot.
Brandon Johnson calling the chaos unacceptable, but he's also asking people not to demonize the youth.
No,
I do not. The violence that happened.
I do not defy that. Dang on it. How about you cut that cone off the top of your head? You look like a teenager. Grown man with a mohawk. Now here he is out here. I do not defy the violence. So all of these teens that are bum rushing these areas. I don't know what they're doing. They ain't even like robbing and stuff. I mean, they're just acting a fool. It's almost like demons just get hold to all of them and they go into a demonic frenzy. It's ridiculous what they're doing out there in California and in Shite Town. So let's see his excuse for all of this chaos that he's responsible for.
The weekend and the violence that happens too many weekends and too many days.
Yeah. See, that's just the fact that you got to say that is a problem. That the violence that happened too many weekends and too many days. How about you put the smackdown on these kids? How about you go ahead and honor your police and go ahead and put more money into them instead of demonizing? Because see, remember guys, remember this, we got to remind him of his words.
Of course we don't condone that behavior.
Of course we don't.
That's the first thing that I said.
Brandon Johnson, Chicago mayor. Defund the police advocate.
Now, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that you was trying to defund it? You know what? I don't believe it. We might have to go ahead and check the receipts.
The effort of the defund police movement lost an audience because of that that slogan, I guess is what he's calling it.
A slogan? Defund the police movement? I mean, what? All he's doing is repeating what you guys are saying. People are going, hey, man, these folks want to defund the police. And these raggedy Democrats had the nerve to try to flip that at some point and said, nah, it was the Republicans that were trying to defund the police. Just like it was the Republicans that, I guess, broke the border. See, yeah, that's called projection. But let's go ahead and see if his words came back to bite him.
Which I don't look at it as a slogan. It's an actual real political goal.
What?
It is well past due that we put an end to this dynamic that somehow not make it. Look, demonizing children is wrong.
They look like demons. They look like demons. I don't know what you're talking. Did you see those people on top of that car dropping down and getting their eagle on? What are you doing? Humping the top of a car. You got me humping day and night, oh baby. Humping on the kid what? What the heck are they doing out there in Shite Town? Humping on top of cars. I mean, they just tear up stuff. They don't even steal it. Remember back in the day, you would steal the car. It had value. I mean, you know what? If I'm get in, I'm gonna steal it, strip it for parts. Not them. They're there just for destruction. So I guess this is the new norm for having fun. And you know what? Let's all get together and destroy property. Here's a guy right here. He looks like he's pretty demonic. He got a fire extinguisher. I guess he took the time to learn how to work that. And look what he's doing.
We have to keep them safe as well.
Look at the police. Look at the police, the ones that he tried to defund. We got to keep them safe as well. See, now, he would be calling all these young adults demons if they all rushed up into his neighborhood and start tearing up stuff and burning up stuff around his crib. Get these demons out of here. He'll probably bring in everything, exorcise the demons. But long as they're not in his hood, we can't demonize these young adults. But you can demonize the police. There you go. You want to defund them. So look at them all on their bicycles, watching cars burn. Watching cars burn. So let's go ahead and see, because this ends in tragedy.
Have you ever taught middle school?
Yes, I have. Me too.
Have you ever raised young people? Do you understand the risk that young people...
They're doing burnouts right in front of the police. They're out there in Shite Town like, welcome to the jungle. We had fun and games. Welcome to the jungle. You know things are out of control when you're doing donuts in front of the police. This is amazing. Amazing. Third world country right there in Shite Town. And that guy, the grown man with the mohawk, is responsible for that. Now, imagine how demoralized these police are. You got floods of illegal immigrants in the city, sleeping in the police station. And you got this bum that supported defunding the police, and now he's making excuses for these little demons that all need whoopings. I need to start my whooping business. 1-800 whoop that butt. Yeah, this guy right here, Conehead, need to call me. Hello, this is 1-800 whoop that tail. It's Kevin from Kevin's Corner. Yes, I do whoop tail. Now, let me ask you. All right, how many kids are there? Oh, 400? Oh, that's going to cost you. That's going to cost you. Okay, what type of whooping will you be requiring? Now, we do have a special where we bring in the belt buckle. Yes, we use the, you want the triple special. Okay, so that means we're going to go ahead and get the racetracks. Yes, yeah. Oh, you want the quadruple special. Okay, so now I'm going to go outside and I'm going to rip off a couple branches. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, we're going to upgrade that to a beating, not a whooping. Oh, you want the beating special. Okay, all right, I'm on my way. Because these kids need whoopings, man. Unbelievable. Let's see what else they're doing.
Just because they're young, they're young. Sometimes they make silly decisions.
Silly decisions?
They do. And so we have to make sure that we are investing to make sure that young people know that they are supported.
Uh-oh. This is going to end really bad.
To that end, I move that the Posey Park District no longer hosts an annual carnival moving forward.
See, that's why we can't have nice things. That's why we can't have nice things, Conehead. So now we can't have the little festival. I guess I can never go back up to Shite Town for, what is it, the house party? They used to have a little house party thing, where they come in. Time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. Up in there. Can't even go up there and do the percolator no more. Because he allowed Shite Town to go to pieces.
Do I have a second?
Just like that, Posey's Park District voting unanimously to cease its annual carnival. Here's just a glimpse of the chaos with multiple police agencies responding.
Look at those scholars. Look at those little angels. That right there is the Ghetto Marathon. That's you never heard of that one? You never heard of that one? Every year they have the Ghetto Marathon where the goal is to run around the neighborhood and jump on cars. That's a part of the activity. You jump on top of the cars and drop down and get your eagle on top of the car. That's just one of the events. It's called the drop down and tear up the top of the car, getting your eagle on event. Unbelievable. Look at these kids.
It was just a flash mob, if you will, that decided to come and create all this chaos.
More than 2,000 attendees. Police say teens not from the area came and took over the event. There were fights coupled with teens running through the streets. Susan Adema lives nearby.
It's the best thing to do for our own safety. I live around the corner, and I did not like seeing this unrest. It reminded me.
And see, that's the problem. Because, see, Mayor Conehead, you white lady, don't want you demonizing these little black scholars. Okay? See, they could come in your neighborhood and tear it up, and you better not say nothing because you're just a white lady, okay? But you let these little demonic kids run up in his neighborhood. Yeah, he'll have some choice words for them. So let's continue. See, it's easy to judge these people when he's, in Maryville somewhere hiding.
Of when they broke into the gas station during that civil unrest with whatever situation that happened.
Well, look at that. All right, now that event right there is called Destroy the Whole Store event. It's the last part of the marathon. Instead of jumping over water and doing obstacle courses, this is the part where you run into the store and don't steal anything. You just destroy the whole store as quickly as you can. Just knock stuff off and run through all that trash and then run out laughing. And the first one out wins. The first one out wins. Do you see this? Do you see all those tasty Red Bulls right here that could be drank? You see those tasty Red Bulls? I want to drink the whole thing. I want to grab that whole refrigerator right there, that whole Frigidaire. I want to grab it and drink it. Forget cracking the cans open. Just take the whole thing and start drinking it. And yet these folks disrespected those Red Bulls and all of this stuff on that floor. I would go and bring them back in by the ear and make them clean it. All of them. Get your butt in here and start cleaning up. This is ridiculous. Look at that. Wow.
They're young.
No more carnivals.
What do you say to your residents, Mayor, who believe that that's unfair, that a few bad apples should not stop the fun for everyone?
Well, first of all, it was more than a few bad apples. It was about 400 bad apples.
Yeah, they ruined the whole tree, not the bushel. A few bad apples. Are you kidding me? How dare this reporter? I mean, did he not see the footage? What's wrong with these people? What do you say to people? A few bad apples. It wasn't 2 or 3. Man, it was a plethora, a plethora of kids running through there. I'm glad this dude's keeping it real. What? A few bad apples.
So that's more than we can put in a barrel.
Thank you.
That's racist. Wait.
Stunning violent attack on a couple walking home after a dinner date. The attackers were believed to be teenagers. Tia Ewing spoke with the victims tonight. Tia.
Well, Donna and Scott.
Brace for impact. Brace for impact, because this one right here deserves more than just a butt whooping.
The family, they tell me that they don't believe the motive here was robbery. In fact, they weren't robbed for anything. What they did tell me is as these kids were attacking them, they yelled out that they own the streets.
Y'all hear that? See, this is where they have allowed some of our cities and young adults to get to where it's no longer about theft, survival. You know, you got Alexandria Cortez. You got all these Democrats was trying to make excuses talking about it was because of slavery, Jim Crow, the past, all these kids right here, they're hungry, all the stupid excuses they make for these kids. These kids aren't even stealing stuff. These kids are being violent for nothing. They're just being evil for no reason. So now they've been emboldened to think they run the streets. Now, all of a sudden, just for no reason, they attack two innocent people, and look at the result of this.
Family, they don't want to be identified, but they do want people to be warned that these team gatherings can turn violent really quickly.
Everything happened from behind us. First, someone approached him and hit his head, punched him in the head, and he looked back and he looked at me and told me, run. So he wanted to protect me.
Sometimes they make silly decisions. They do.
You want to hear a real silly decision? They attacked two people. Somebody just said, it's the first time they've been following me for 10 years, and I finally popped up in their feed. See how YouTube does me? Horrible. Just horrible. I bet you out of all 180-something thousand subscribers, I bet you most of them don't even know I still do videos. That's the sad part about it. But anyway, let's continue. Because here he is, making excuses for young adults who they do stupid things. They're kids. Look at this stupid thing. Look what this resulted in.
Another person starts stomping all over me, and my husband ran towards me to save me. Over 10 people held him.
Nina's hair was pulled from her scalp. Nina captured this image of the hair in her hand. When police arrived at Grand and McClure, the crowd started running, many hopping this fence. Two teens were arrested and charged. A 17-year-old girl and a 14-year-old boy. The teens aren't in police custody.
What?
The teens aren't in police custody.
Wow. Just wow.
But there's more.
Nina was 2 weeks pregnant and says she found out after the attack that she lost the baby she was carrying.
We believe in faith, and it wasn't meant to be. So we don't know why this happened to us.
I do.
The greatest.
There it is. I feel just like that. I feel just like Alex Jones. He summed up all of that. Can you believe this? Can you believe these kids made her lose her child? Now, is that murder? Because see, if she would have done it on her own, it would have just been abortion. It would have been abortion. But these kids caused her to lose her child. Now, she's very kind compared to me. I mean, she's like, I don't know why this happened, and blah, 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 and God knows best. Yeah, I blame the mayor and his policies.
It wasn't meant to be, so we don't know why this happened to us.
Yeah. That man's mad. That right there is the greatest meme ever. I don't even know originally what made him that mad to react like that. But that could be applied to almost everything I hear about what these Democrats are doing to our country. So I don't even need to know why he was that mad. I can go ahead and insert that clip into all kind of stuff. When I look at the border, I go, when I hear stories like this, same thing. When I hear the stuff we're about to see come out of Biden in a few seconds, same thing. So those kids should be charged with murder. There you go. Yeah, go ahead and slap that on them. I bet you they didn't see that one coming. This is unbelievable, man. I mean, what in the world is Shite Town going to do? Well, first of all, they need to get rid of that dude and put somebody in there that respects the police. But good grief, man. What a horrific story. And what is Conehead doing? Making excuses for him. Unbelievable.
The greatest threat to the stability of the world right now remains a twice impeached, multiply indicted former president of this nation. Donald Trump is the greatest threat the world faces.
That's what it is, y'all. See, this is the stuff that the Democrats are interested in. Spreading these type of lies. The man who stands for decency, order, the man who's talking about and highlighting all the crime that's taking place in these SO-ran Democrat cities, they're saying he's the greatest threat. Only threat he is the greatest threat to these folks, these globalists, the greatest threat to their power. Can you believe that? They're saying the greatest threat is Donald Trump. Look at this. Look at this. What else they got to say about it? Oh, look at it. Look, they're saying he's evil. Trump warned supporters might reach breaking point if he's sentenced to prison. Trump warns a breaking point for Americans if he's jailed. Opinion. What we should fear about Trump's breaking point warning. Trump threats public breaking point if jailed. Schiff says he's inciting violence.
The legal maze that you're still facing. And the judge could decide to say, hey, house arrest or even jail. It could face what that could be.
I'm okay with it. I saw one of my lawyers the other day on television saying, oh, no, you don't want to do that to the president. I said, you don't beg for anything. You just, the way it is.
Yep. I was saying that last night. Trump doesn't beg for anything. They want Trump to come out there and do his press conferences. Please don't put me in jail, Mr. Corrupt Judge. Please don't put me in jail, all of you dirty, stinking, corrupt prosecutors and stuff like that. I just don't want to go to jail. Nope, he's not doing it. He's not doing it. He's like, hey, throw me in jail. I will be in jail still calling you guys corrupt. This is a sham. It's a scam. It's a hoax. I'll still be doing it, and so will I. So, guys, now you know the new narrative. Trump's calling for violence because he said the public will have a breaking point if they throw him in a slammer.
So that could happen. I don't know that the public would stand it. I'm not sure the public would stand for it. With a
house arrest or
I think it would be tough for the public to take. At a certain point, there's a breaking point.
In terms of Donald Trump's comments about whether the public reaches a breaking point if he is sentenced to jail time, this is clearly Donald Trump once again inciting violence, potential violence.
Now, somebody said that lady lost her baby. What the? Yep, she lost her baby. Horrible. And she took that with nothing but grace. I hope God bless her double for her trouble. That's what I hope. But that was a horrible story. And these kids, it was just fun for them. Just fun. There you go. No reason, just straight up demonic behavior. And see, as a Christian, demons get into stuff like that. See, once it starts, it's almost like those demons just start jumping on all those kids right there. And all of that evil just started expressing itself. It just becomes like a demonic riot, violence for no reason. It's just straight evil, man. And these kids are going to have to, it was all fun and games to these kids, but they're going to have to live with that. Their conscience. And hopefully there's some consequences that come along with that. And I hope this guy gets some consequences. And I hope CNN does too, for bringing him back on the show after how many times this dude has been exposed as a liar. He should not be able to go on anybody's program without being asked, excuse me, Mr. Pencil Neck, Watermelon Shaped Face Schiff. We still wondering when you're going to give us that evidence in plain sight. We still waiting for that. That's what we waiting for. So that should be the first question they're asking. But nope, not him. Yeah.
Violence when he is sentenced. Here we go.
Trump was asked this weekend about his potentially being sent to prison when he gets sentenced next month. He said this in response. He said, quote, I don't know that the public would stand for it. I'm not sure the public would stand for it. I think it would be tough for the public to take. At a certain point, there's a...
Y'all hear Mad Cow? I don't know what the public would stand for it. And I know what Trump said that. And it's a freestyle. Meanwhile, I keep the beat kicking, sweat dripping, girl is in the limo eating chicken. With that big nose, that Humpty nose.
Breaking point. He's saying, you jail me, there'll be a breaking point. The public won't stand for it. It sounds like a threat, right?
No, not really.
No, it doesn't.
It is a threat. It's the same threat he always makes.
Always?
Because he wants us all to feel threatened.
No, you guys want your raggedy audience to feel threatened. You're the only one hearing that dog whistle because you're dogs. That's why. So now all of a sudden, they're interpreting Trump's words as a threat once again. But wait a minute.
Oh, really?
And I fear it will fail a third time. And the result will be the loss of more American lives and our military stretched to the breaking point.
Local governments are strained to the breaking point. A lot of folks trying to figure out how to keep their jobs and take care of their children. A lot of folks reaching the breaking point.
The breaking point.
What's interesting when you bring that up, the people who
wow, reaching the breaking point. So why they get to say stuff? Why they get to say stuff and we don't? Trump can't say stuff like that. Why they get to say things like bloodbath? Trump says it. He's inciting violence. He's inciting violence. So they wonder why nobody pays attention to them anymore. This lady right here. Look at the question she have about why folks don't listen and watch and believe the fake news anymore. They're turning to alternative channels like Kev from Kevin's Corner and other conservatives. See, but yet that's why, of course, they're shadow banning us, and that's why they're suppressing our channels, because they want stuff like this garbage to be elevated. So listen to this right here, because she's confused.
read newspapers, who watch TV news, broadcast news, who consume digital news online from a news website, they like Biden more.
Oh, you hear that? So people who have a tendency to watch fake news, that's what she should be saying. Fake news, they like Biden. Why? Because these folks are propaganders and propagandists for Biden. These folks are the mockingbird media that used to get all of the airtime before folks got hip to how we could use the internet and these platforms to destroy these narratives and expose this crap. See, that's why they went to complaining. Well, you guys need to suppress these channels and put ours up at the top because we're legitimate. We're legitimate news. And all of these big tech companies were like, well, I guess so. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, that Kevin from Kevin's Corner, let's suppress his mess. So now here she is trying to say, now look at the psych up that's going on right here. She's trying to say that
When they like Donald Trump, the margins that he has, social media people, the people who get their news from alternative venues.
See, there you go. It's the social media people. Somebody said I'm buffering. Am I buffering? God dog it. Hold on. Let's go back a little bit. Yeah. All right. So I went ahead and went back just a little, just in case. See, I was buffering. I was fuzzy wuzzy was a bear. Now, am I good? Block. We're good? Okay. I turned on the Wi-Fi just in case y'all missed it, because see, I was talking about YouTube and how they've been playing games with us. And this lady right here is trying to promote the fake news and throw mud on all of the alternative networks. So she's going to try to make it appear that the people who watch these legitimate news sources, aka fake news sources, are the smart ones. They're the informed ones. These are the ones who love Joe Biden. They love him. Yeah, because they're getting their news from all of these fake networks. And in reality, they're the dummies that's watching these networks and believing it. Yeah. So now here she is trying to run breaking point. Cover.
What's interesting when you bring that up, the people who read newspapers, who watch TV news, broadcast news, who consume digital news.
The ones that are brainwashed, the ones that are suffering from Trump derangement syndrome, the ones that just get a healthy diet of fake news every single day.
Online from a news website, they like Biden more than they like Donald Trump. The margins that he has, those information voters they like President Biden.
Yeah, because they're brainwashed by you guys, because they don't have any alternative news sources to figure out that you guys are scam artists.
They're not convinced by Donald Trump. It's the social media people, the people who get their news from alternative venues. How do you cut into that, Michael Steele? I mean,
y'all hear that? It's us. Yeah, it's those bottom feeders, the ones that get their news from alternative, in other words, news sources that check the fake news, who expose the fake news, who's hip to what you guys are doing, who's combating all of your lies and propaganda. See, if it wasn't for us, you would have folks out there still running around thinking Trump actually called for a bloodbath. Yeah. See, you guys would have went ahead and allowed people to still think that Trump was a Russian agent. Can you imagine if all of the alternative news sources were not allowed to destroy these people's narratives? Do you understand how many fake stories these folks would have never self-corrected? They would have never went back and said, you got us there. You would have folks still running around believing all of the garbage you're about to hear. See, because we got to remind her why people do not watch the fake news anymore and they're getting their news from other news sources.
And I guess we're all kind of aged out of the social media world, so it's a hard question to ask us. But how do you...
Yeah, you hear that? We're all aged out of, we're mature. We're the smart ones. We're the ones that, we've evolved. It's those bottom feeders. It's the ones that aren't too smart, too intelligent. Those are the ones that's running around in the muck and the mire getting their information from all these alternative sources that aren't reliable. That's what that is. That's what that is. That's what she's trying to convince the people who's watching this joint right here. See, that's what she's doing.
How do you get online and break through when what the currency online, the currency in social media are small?
You hear that? They're small. Boy, and she knows this is the total opposite. Yeah, she knows that our movement is huge. If it wasn't, they wouldn't have to put so much effort into trying to shut us up, censor us, and silence us. But she's trying to make it look like it's not really a big presence. Yeah, it's just a lot of little crazy, extra, ultra MAGA people running around making up stuff. They got their little, side news things, and they just show clips. They don't show the full context. They're like us. They just show the little clips, so they don't show the full context like us. See, they don't do things like interrupt the president while he's speaking and say, the president's speaking right now, he's spreading lies and disinformation. We can't let you guys hear this because there's a cost. There's a cost for us allowing you guys to hear the truth. It's a cost. And the cost is that we're exposed as being fake news. That's the cost to us. So therefore, we can't let you hear that. See, that's what she's mad about. And she will love it if YouTube and all these other platforms would just completely get rid of all alternative news networks so they can have the run of the board, the run of the table like they used to have.
All clips and memes.
Huge blow up going on inside the heart of the legacy media. Vanity Fair is reporting on Washington Post publisher and CEO William Lewis openly dropping a truth bomb on the whole of the Washington Post staff. He told them in no uncertain terms that the Post has lost their audience and no one is reading them anymore. He was addressing the fact that the Post lost an astounding $77 million last year while losing half their audience since 2020. And so the CEO had to have a meeting with writers and staff to explain why he fired their executive editor. In the end, he had to explain to them that she got fired because she's overseeing the paper's implosion. They've lost nearly $100 million and half their readers during her far-left tenure.
Wow. Now, this is a recurring theme across the board. CNN's losing viewers, they're laying off people, all these fake news networks, because we're hip to them. There's just some lingering dummies that are still watching this garbage, see? And they're fighting for their lives right about now, so they got to come out and do hit pieces on alternative news sources. So now, let's see what got them into this position, y'all, because there's a reason why people stop watching and reading this garbage.
So it's not just democracy dies in darkness.
It's not?
It is journalism dies in wokeness. That should be the Post News slogan.
That'll do it.
And of course, it's not hard to see why. You don't have to look.
Show us, Doc. Show us the other stuff. Show us the other stuff. I want to see what got them in this position.
Very far. Here's a sample of what the Washington Post, among other legacy media outlets, tried to sell us on. They told us that Trump colluded with Russia to steal the 2016 election.
Oh, they did say that. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? And guess what? That fake lady who was just over there complaining about alternative news sources and the ones that be believing Trump. Imagine if we didn't have these alternative news sources. Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to expose the fact that the whole Russia garbage was fake. Have they came out yet and said that Hillary Clinton was the one that created that dossier? No, they haven't. That same lady, when Hillary come onto that network, they never start off by asking her that. They never say, wait a minute, Cricket, before we get started, I got a question. were you the one that paid for that fake Russia dossier that had us as a legitimate news source running around for 2.5 years lying to our audience, telling them that Donald Trump was a Russian agent? Were you the one to do that? Did you do that? They didn't ask her that? They didn't ask her that? But they're a legitimate news source, right? What else?
They told us that Jussie Smollett was the victim of a race crime.
They did say that. And guess what? Soon as I heard it, I got online with my little teeny channel that's only in my corner and said, bullshit, bullshit. And guess what? I was right about the bullshit. There you go. Pay me all that money that they were getting, okay? Because I'm a legitimate news source. I was right about both of those so far. Okay, so I'm batting 1,000. All right, let's see what else they lied to us about.
That Brett Kavanaugh was legitimately accused of being a freaking rapist.
They did say that, and I said, bullshit, and I was right. You know what they did. I was so scared. You're so brave. Yes, can I have a drink of water? Yeah, they brought that chick out, and I was like, I smell shite. I think I could smell shite. Yep. So let me see. That's I'm 3-0. I'm 3-0, and they're 0-3. The same lady, her network pushed all of these too. See, yeah, she pushed all of these too. All right. So let me see. I'm 3-0. Let's see what else.
That the COVID lab leak theory was nothing but a conspiracy theory.
They shut my channel down 3 times. 3 times I got suspended. They was about to remove my whole channel, y'all. My whole channel about all of those things that I was right about. I was right about the shite. Once again. See, but that news network, along with this Washington Post, they all said this right here. And they wonder why nobody is reading their stuff anymore and watching their stuff anymore. Yeah, they're mad at us, but yet we've been the ones that's been right. My little teeny corner right here with no researchers. I don't have researchers. I don't have a staff. I can't say, Jimmy, I need you to go ahead and look up. I can't do that. Yeah, it's just me and my common sense and me going, I think that's shite. Let's continue.
That border agents on horseback ran around whipping migrants.
Boy, let me see. That's 5. I'm 5-0. I'm 5-0. So what one photo from the border tells us about the evolving migrant crisis. There you go, y'all. Y'all see that one? And those border agents. Oh, hold on, wait. What is this? It looked like am I locking up? Am I locking? Make sure I'm still moving. I gotta check it. There we go. I think I'm good. Yeah, remember? They was out there pushing this garbage. Down there whipping those Haitians. It was worse than slavery. So now what am I, 6-0? I'm 6-0. Let's see what else.
That the Covenant Catholic school kids mocked and ridiculed and maligned a poor, peaceful, innocent Native American simply banging on his drum.
I'm 7-0. That's right. Because see, when I watch those fake news clips, this shows us the whole context, right? Yeah, they're the resourceful news. All I saw was that little engine that could walk up there, beating his drum, just innocent, talking about peace and all of that stuff. And those evil white nationalists were staring him down. That's the angle that I saw when I watched these networks. That's the one. And then all of a sudden, I went and found other angles. And what I saw when I did that, I didn't have a staff. I didn't say, hey, Jimmy, could you come in my office? I need you to find me other angles of the little engine that could. And I didn't do that. I just went online, and guess what I saw? I saw the little engine start way over across the dang on parking lot and start beating that drum and beat his drum all the way over into that crowd and start to getting right up in their face. Yeah, little engine. And they brought the little engine on those networks, interviewing him too. Unbelievable. So what now? I'm 8-0 in there, 0-8. I have no staff, okay? I'm supported by you guys. That's it. And they get millions of dollars to be wrong.
That Trump built cages for migrant kids and recommended that people drink bleach to cure COVID.
I'm 9-0. I should win some type of prize. Dang on it. Where's my award? 9-0. And they're 0-9.
Kyle Rittenhouse was a white supremacist.
I am 10-0. I'm feeling lucky. I should go play the lotto. 10-0, because I knew that was shite when I saw it. And they didn't get the shite revelation until he was found innocent, and then they were scared they was going to get sued. See, that's when they got the shite revelation. I think that this whole thing was a bunch of shite. We just got that revelation now that he's been found innocent because we don't want to get Nick Sandman'd. So therefore, we're now seeing the shite that we shoveled. We shoveled the shite. Unbelievable.
And of course, the granddaddy of them all,
Can I go
the Hunter
11-0?
Biden laptop, was nothing more than Russian disinformation.
Woo-wee, I'm feeling hot. 11-0. I called that shite too. And they was out there pushing this crap. So now, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, as this lady complained about the legitimate news sources and all of this stuff. You see what the legitimate news sources have brought on themselves? Yeah, by pushing propaganda. It is funny, Doc.
What an absolute joke. That's what you and I would have thought about.